can you reverse a fatty liver? Here's the short answer right up front. Yes, you can. In the first 3 stages, your liver can heal itself completely, but in the 4th stage, it can't. And most people never find out which stage they're in until it's too late. So in the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly what those 4 stages are. The symptoms almost everyone ignores. What actually reverses it, proven, not marketing, and the one point of no return you need to know about. Let's start with the stage you're probably in right now. Stage 1. Simple fat buildup. Doctors call it steatosis. Fat quietly fills your liver cells. And here's the thing, you feel nothing. No pain, no symptoms, nothing at all. Most people discover it by pure accident, on an ultrasound they did for something completely unrelated. And this is the stage where reversal is easiest, almost guaranteed, if you act. Stage 2. Inflammation. Now your liver isn't just storing fat, it's irritated, damaged. Doctors call this steatohepatitis. Your liver cells are being injured and your body is fighting back. You still might feel nothing at all, but sometimes a dull ache under your right ribs or fatigue that just doesn't make sense. And here's the part that matters most. This stage is still reversible. Stage 3, fibrosis, scar tissue. Your liver has been inflamed for so long that it starts replacing itself with scar. Think of a wound that keeps healing over and over and over until it hardens. And here's the good news most people never hear. Even this can improve. Real studies show fibrosis can regress, but it's harder now. It takes real change. And then, stage 4, cirrhosis. The scar has taken over. The damage can no longer be undone. This is the line, the point of no return. So, which stage are you in? And what actually reverses it? That's exactly what's next. So why does fat build up in your liver in the first place? It's not because you ate fat. That's the myth. And no, this isn't about alcohol. This is the kind that happens without a single drink. The real cause starts somewhere else entirely, with a hormone called insulin. Every time you eat sugar or refined carbs, your pancreas releases insulin. Its job is to move sugar out of your blood and into your cells. But when this happens too often, your cells stop listening. They become resistant. So your pancreas pushes harder, more insulin, and more, and here's what all that extra insulin tells your liver to do. One thing over and over: store fat, make fat, keep making it. Doctors call this de novo lipogenesis. Your liver literally builds brand new fat out of sugar. And there's a second source. That fat around your belly, visceral fat, is not just sitting there. It's alive. It leaks free fatty acids directly into a vein that flows straight into your liver. Your liver sits downstream from your belly fat. It receives everything. So now it's being hit from both directions, fat pouring in from your belly and fat being manufactured inside from sugar. And one sugar is worse than all the others, fructose, because your liver is the only organ that can process it. Not your muscles, not your brain, only the liver. And when it arrives in large amounts, from sweetened drinks and processed foods, your liver turns much of it straight into fat. And here's the cruel part. The fatter your liver gets, the more insulin resistant it becomes. And the more resistant it becomes, the more fat it stores. It's a loop, a cycle that quietly feeds itself for years. This is why doctors now call it metabolic dysfunction-associated steatotic liver disease, because the problem was never really the liver. The problem was the metabolism feeding it. And that's exactly why the fix isn't a detox. It's something else entirely, and that's next. So what actually reverses it? Not a detox, not a cleanse, not a supplement. Your liver already detoxes itself. That is literally its job. What works is unglamorous, and it's measured in percentages. Lose 5% of your body weight, and the fat in your liver starts to drop. Lose 7 to 10%, and the inflammation, the actual damage, begins to heal. Lose 10% or more, and even scar tissue can start to regress. That's not marketing. That's what the guidelines are built on. But here's what most people get wrong. It was never about eating less fat. It's about cutting the thing that made the fat, sugar, especially liquid sugar, soda, juice, sweetened coffee. These hit your liver harder than almost anything on your plate. And refined carbs, white bread, white rice, pastries, your body treats them almost like sugar. So what should you eat instead? The pattern with the strongest evidence is Mediterranean. Olive oil, fish, vegetables, nuts, whole grains. Not a diet, a way of eating you can actually keep. Now, exercise. And this is the part that surprises everyone. Exercise reduces liver fat, even if the scale never moves, even without losing a single kilo. Resistance training, brisk walking, both work. Aim for about 150 minutes a week. That's 20 minutes a day. And coffee, real coffee, not sweetened, is consistently linked to less liver damage. 2 to 3 cups. Alcohol? Even when this isn't alcoholic liver disease, alcohol adds injury to a liver that's already struggling. And there's something new. For the first time, we now have medication specifically approved for the inflamed, scarred stage. And certain weight loss medications are showing real benefit too. This is no longer only about willpower. But, and this matters, no pill replaces the metabolic fix underneath. So now you know what to do. But how do you know if it's actually working? And when does this become an emergency? That's next. So how do you know if it's actually working? Here's the trap. Most people ask for a liver enzyme test, ALT, AST. The numbers come back normal, and they relax. But normal enzymes do not mean a healthy liver. You can have significant scarring with perfectly normal blood work. This is one of the most dangerous misunderstandings in all of liver disease. So what do doctors actually use? The first is a simple score called FIB4. It uses your age, your platelets, and 2 enzymes you already have. It costs nothing. It's calculated from a routine blood test, and it answers one question. How likely is scarring? If that score raises concern, the next step is elastography, a fibroscan. It's painless, it takes minutes, and it measures how stiff your liver has become, because stiffness means scar. An ultrasound sees fat. Elastography sees scar. That difference matters more than anything else here. Now, the timeline. Because everyone wants to know how fast. Liver fat can start dropping within weeks of real change. Inflammation takes longer, usually months. And scar? Scar takes years to regress. Your liver heals slowly, but it does heal. So don't judge this in 2 weeks. Judge it in 6 months. Now the part I need you to actually remember. When does this become an emergency? If your eyes or your skin turn yellow, if your belly swells with fluid, if your legs swell, if you become confused or unusually drowsy, or if you vomit blood, or your stool turns black. These are not fatty liver symptoms. These are signs of advanced liver failure. And they mean hospital today, not next week. But here's the reassurance. If you're in stage 1, 2, or 3, you will most likely never see any of this. That is the entire point of catching it now. So, what should you actually eat tomorrow morning? And what about the supplements? The milk thistle, the liver flushes? That's next. So what do you actually do tomorrow morning? Let's make this real, not theory, actual changes. First, cut liquid sugar completely. This single change does more than almost anything else on this list. Soda, juice, sweetened coffee, gone. Second, protein and vegetables at every meal. They slow the sugar, they steady the insulin. Third, walk after eating, even 10 minutes. Your muscles pull sugar out of your blood before your liver ever has to deal with it. Fourth, swap the white for the whole. White bread, white rice, pastries, replace them. Don't just reduce them. Fifth, olive oil instead of processed oils. Fish twice a week. Nuts instead of chips. That's it. That's the whole protocol. Boring, and it works. Now the supplements, because I know you've seen the ads. Milk thistle. It's the most famous liver supplement in the world. And the honest answer? The evidence is weak. It probably won't hurt you, but it will not reverse your liver. Liver flushes, the olive oil and lemon juice cleanse. Those green stones people show online are not gallstones. They're soap, literally. Your liver cannot be flushed. And if you have real stones, this can actually put you in danger. Vitamin E does have a role, but only in specific cases and only when your doctor decides, not from a shelf. The truth is simple, and nobody's selling it. There is no supplement that reverses fatty liver. Only your metabolism can do that. So let's bring it back to where we started. 4 stages, 3 of them reversible, 1 of them not. Your liver is the only major organ that can rebuild itself. It's giving you time, silently, right now. The question is whether you use it. If this helped you understand your body, share it with someone who's been told they have a fatty liver and was left with no plan. And this, the moment a fatty liver starts turning to scar, is what we uncover next.